There's a sector, not just in crypto, but I think all financial markets, that is more likely to give a 10, 20, 30x return in the next year than anything else. This is AI crypto. And in this video, I'm just going to show you exactly where you should be looking, where I'm investing, and how you should be viewing this space. And yes, I mean it. I'm not throwing out those numbers to be cute. I'm sure you go to other channels and they're like, yeah, poo-poo X coins going to the moon. No, if you got into buy points, I pointed out last November, we got these returns. You can look at, for example, Destra. You can look at anyone. You can look at PAL. You can even look at recently ZKML or NeuroI, which have gone and scored 5Xs for us just in the past few weeks. Look at OPSEC at its peak. You can look at Echelon Prime. You can look at anyone. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We have like 15 other examples like that. And personally, getting into those buy points in November and early last year made me multiple 8 figures, tens of millions of dollars. And I'm still holding these coins from those peaks. So to say I have skin in the game right here is an understatement. The thing is, I did not sell at those points either because I'm a idiot, but more so, the reason I did not sell is because I believe the big pump is yet to come. We have not seen the true move in Bitcoin. We have not seen this bull run really even get started. And in my opinion, the true pump in these coins is yet to come. And the highest multiples you're going to get in these coins is from these buy points. And frankly, I'm just going to dive straight into it. I'm not going to do the whole most woke flexing my arms and showing my abs and playing with firearms in this video. Look, next video, I promise I will read a haiku while swinging a samurai sword around, shirt off, flexing. We'll even make an OnlyFans page to follow up with it. Don't worry. If you want to see more of this hot bod, which is why I know 98% of you guys come to this channel, don't worry. We'll get into the weird homoerotic stuff next video. Pinky promise will be lovely. But I'm not going to do that today because we are leaving these buy points. Bitcoin is making its move past 68K right now. And if this is the Bitcoin move where the bull run actually starts flowing into the election like I think it is, we don't have time. These buy points could be over as soon as next week. And while I'm never going to encourage you to FOMO in, if Bitcoin makes its move here and we actually start seeing the move past 70K and at 80K, the game is going to be infinitely more difficult and the multiples are going to be infinitely lower. So forgive me, we're going to skip the funny intro today and I'm just going to dive straight into this and lay out my thesis on this sector, where I'm investing heavily and how I think this is going to explode. Now, bear with me. I know you want me to just hop in this video and start throwing out coins and you throw your daughter's college fund into it irresponsibly and then blame me 6 months later when you lose all your money. That's fine. Don't worry. For you degenerate pieces of we will get into that in this video. But the first thing I want to do for the 2% of people that actually watch this channel and want to learn is you need to understand why this market is going to move, how it's going to move, and then when it's going to move. Actually understand what you're doing in this space. I know it's a weird thing that people do, but don't worry. Near the end of this video, I'm going to be getting into coins and investments I'm looking at. I'm going to start with the big, safer coins. Then I'm going to get into coins that are so risky and degenerate that it will probably get my channel banned. It's going to put this video in a class of videos like Human Centipede. It's just going to be something that I'm going to look back on and not be able to show my kids. But don't worry, we won't give you those degenerate coins. And plus 1 point, plus 1 like for bringing up Human Centipede, the greatest piece of cinema that ever exists. Closely followed by the Emmy Award winning Two Girls, One Cup. But let me explain what's going on in AI and why it's going to make us filthy pieces of a lot of money. Okay, so first things first, we got to talk about Bitcoin. Why do we got to talk about Bitcoin? Why aren't we investing in AI here? Everything that's about to happen ties into Bitcoin and the move Bitcoin, I think, is about to make. If we look at Bitcoin right here, you need to have a quick little history lesson. If we go and look at these dates on Bitcoin, you can see Bitcoin went from 3,000 all the way to 10,000 right here. All right, it's a very huge move, kind of similar to what we've recently seen. So at this time, if we go look at a coin like BNB, this is going to be kind of our North Star. If we go look at last bull runs, so we can compare it to that. If we go look at the time frame when Bitcoin made its pump, BNB actually made a run from $1 all the way up to $38. And people then were going ecstatic. Imagine if you took $1,000 and 38x'd it. You'd be pretty happy about that, I assume. But then BNB went down and dumped all the way to $10, a good 80% dump. And so people consider that the end. They weren't happy about it. And then they made fun of everybody that held at the top of BNB. Then it went and made its actual move and did a 20, 30x from its all-time high. Now from its lows, if you got it at $10, you got a clean 70x. So you actually made more from this point right here than if you bought right here. Now, if you bought right here, you made out like a clown. You're not washing this channel. You're making polar bears fight on the beach somewhere while you drink tequila, which is really what we're all pursuing to do here. I want that future for you. I want that as well. So if talking about these dirty degenerate coins isn't landing in prison, that right there, endangered species killing each other, while I do copious amounts of drugs, that's what's going to do it. And I'm dead set on getting there. And this is how we're going to do it. So if we look at this, you can see that this coin really didn't even start to move until Bitcoin made its real move. Okay, and so Bitcoin didn't make its real move until about right here. Okay, and so this is when BNB really started to move. You didn't see BNB really go and make that huge run to $700 until Bitcoin got about right here and people got really excited. So where are we with Bitcoin right now? So I know it looks like we're at a new high and the market's all pumped up, but in reality, we could be looking at this in Bitcoin right here. This last bull run, we got here with no institutional investors, Bitcoin still being viewed as a scam, and all of Bitcoin's movement was based on Elon Musk's tweets. It was a very unserious thing back then. Now we have every big fund in the world. We have Donald Trump saying he's going to pump it to the moon. We could be looking at the tip. We could be looking at Bitcoin at least before it gets to $120,000, $150,000. And if that happens, that's going to be a confirmed bull run. And we're going to see movement very similar to what we saw in BNB, but in AI coins. Now, if we're looking at the BNB this run, I think it's going to be Solana. I think Solana is easily going to go to 800, $1,000. It could go well past that. But what we need to look at is we need to go look at AI coin. Also, if you want to see the projects I'm looking at and my thoughts on the market way earlier, follow me on Twitter at CSSBecker. It takes me forever to make these videos. I can tweet like crazy on Twitter. So you're just going to get everything way faster if you just follow me there than just watching these videos. So follow me on Twitter at CSSBecker. You're kind of at a disadvantage if you care about what I have to think if you're only watching these videos. So let's talk about how, why, and when AI coins are going to pump. So if you look at the narrative in any space, not just crypto, but if you look at it in the stock market, you look in software, the biggest, hypiest thing in the entire world right now is AI. So that's point number one. If I want to make a ton of money in software, all I have to do is slap AI on it and the valuation of the company 20x's, which I would never absolutely do in software. I don't do that at all. But if you're interested in getting tracking combined with AI to feed to your Facebook algorithms, you should check out Hyros. It uses AI now. All right, but seriously, I'm sure you've seen that in NVIDIA stock. I'm sure you've seen every other AI stock that's absolutely going nuts. Same thing is going to happen in crypto, but AI crypto right now is sitting at a total market cap. A lot of these coins aren't all AI based. They're data coins. It's sitting at a market cap about 20 billion. The market cap of a meme coin like Doge, for example, is 18 billion. All of AI, which is going to probably be one of the hypiest, pumpiest spaces in all of crypto, is worth one Dogecoin market cap. That's ridiculous. If you take all the meme coins and all the stupid coins that don't do anything, their market cap is probably 100 billion right now. AI is smaller than coins that are a literal joke right now. Why is that? Well, first off, it's super crashed from lows. If we go and look at just a really good coin, let's go look at Destra, for example, which I think is going to be just the shining gem of this cycle. It went all the way from 46 cents to 21 cents, which is actually really good. This is one of the stronger coins right now. But if you look at a lot of other AI coins, they're down. Let's see, hash went from 30, I'm just going to say 30 cents because I can't pronounce that level of, it did a 90% dump, which I admit isn't a lot of fun if you held all the way from up here. I was one of those people. There's a lot of coins I have that were up $5 million that are now at like 500,000, $1 million right now. That's fine, and I'm going to explain why in this video. Yes, should you have maybe sold? Would it be preferable to have that much money and then buy back down here? Yes, but we're not trying to do that here because we're idiots on this channel. We're trying to hold for that BNB situation, and there's no more likely place to have that BNB situation than an AI. And so imagine if you bought BNB at $38 and it dropped down to $10. Everyone was probably making fun of you until it went to $700. In order to make those type of gains in crypto, where you buy from these points, let's go look at something like PAL, where people bought down here, almost last bull run, last year, and it went all the way up here. You're gonna have to hold through these type of things. You're gonna have to be able to hold through these dips. Now, whether this pays off or not, we'll see. Again, this is a massive gamble. But my view on this is it's like a roulette table where we walk up and there's 1 in 3 odds that we win. But if we win, we get a 30x return. If we lose half our money. Not even all of it. You should take that bet every single day of the week and twice on Sundays. If you gobble that thing up every single time you see it, you will just make tons and tons of money. And so that's the bet we're taking here. I have to stress, read this disclaimer, the odds are here that we actually lose all of our money. Most people that get in crypto, 95% of them, lose all their money. If you're new here, the chances of you making money here are pretty much zero. And so I strongly suggest you just don't buy any crypto whatsoever. Not even if you can afford to lose, just don't buy it. Keep your sanity, keep your morality, keep your soul. Because the second you start buying these things, especially getting on the decentralized exchanges, you are just cramming the devil straight up your ass, straight up your blumpkins. And you become like one of those creatures from Dead Space. You just morph into this creepy, crazy thing that scares your family and friends. And you're never happy ever again. So For all intents and purposes, don't listen to anything I'm saying. I've already mentioned movies like Human Centipede and Two Girls, One Cup, making poop jokes left and right. And trust me, the Cardano cuckold jokes are coming. This is not where you should be getting financial advice, but if we must. What I expect to happen is I expect the same situation happen in BNB. Because what is going to happen is Bitcoin is going to go and it's going to start charging. It's going to go past 70K and people are going to get excited. And it's going to go to 80K and people are going to get excited. And then it's going to pass 85K and people are going to start calling for 100K. It's going to be all over the news. And all the retail, everybody's going to flood in. And the first place they're going to stop into is AI. Now, the second reason this market is going to pump like crazy is there's one thing that is almost guaranteed to happen in next year. So I'm in software. That's my grown-up job. That's how I made most of my money. This is like my heroin. And boy, do I love doing heroin. I get it in the form of cryptocurrency. But being from software, I can tell you how much demand there is for AI data. In order to run any software, make any SaaS project, make any software that runs on AI, you have to be paying the price for that fuel, that data from servers. Now, if you look at a lot of these coins, what they do is they provide services for AI companies in some shape or form to centralize the usage of the AI. I'm not going to explain the tech behind all of this because frankly, you don't care. You just want the number to go up. And you want to know the story, the narrative that's going to make the number go up. So I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to give you it in chimpanzee for all you little hobbits out there that just want to sit in your troll cave and make money. Don't worry, this video is for you. You intellectuals want an explanation of how this works. This video is not for you. So, long story short, a lot of these tie into this. Now, what's going to happen is a few of these are going to get picked up. A few of them already actually have. A few of them are going to get picked up by big companies. Once one or two of these gets picked up by big companies, we're going to see an Axie-like effect. If you watch the gaming bull run last cycle, which I'm about to talk about, Axie went absolutely nuclear as soon as it got picked up. And then every other coin went bananas. It is more guaranteed than ever that one of these coins is going to start getting some big deals. A few of them are going to start getting big deals because there isn't enough AI data to go around. People need access to it. These provide it. And most people aren't aware that these exist. So if we go look at gaming crypto, what happened last run is Axie got picked up. And it caught a bid. People started using it. It started getting recognized as a real game. Then it didn't do so well after that. But we're not focused on that. We're focused on this. And as you can see the same exact kind of situation happen with BNB. You can see Axie went and did its initial pump right here. Then it went down. Everybody thought it was dead and called everyone an idiot. And then it went bananas. Now, the reason it went turbo bananas is because Axie actually started getting used. Gamers started flooding into it and trying to make money using it. And while all crypto was pumping, it turned into one of the most profitable games you could ever play. Now, what's going to happen in AI is going to get a bid from actual companies. It's going to start getting used. And not just through slave labor in the Philippines and Axie. That's a whole other story I got to tell you kids about. But it's going to actually get used. And then what is going to happen is the coins are going to go nuclear. A few of them are. Then what's going to happen, because one of those coins goes nuclear, all the coins are going to go nuclear. So if we go look at any coins back then, let's just see Gala, for example. Okay? As soon as that one coin went nuclear, all the coins went nuclear. They all followed its lead. And so what's going to happen in AI, if we go look at it, one of these top coins right here is going to go nuclear. And people are going to be posting about them everywhere. They're going to be going nuts. And then what's going to happen is all these coins are going to go nuclear. And if you're just in good ones, the amount of money that's going to come through this space is going to be absolutely ridiculous. So without further ado, I want to talk about the good ones, where I'm looking. So before we talk about any coins right here, I want to be super duper transparent. I have massive incentive for these coins to go up. I very much want the coins I'm going to talk about to go up. There's massive incentive. Why? Because I own giant bags of these coins, okay? And then also when I see a project I like and I've invested in, I also reach out to the team and say, hey, let me consult for you. Let me advise you. I've built $100 million software companies. And like any investor, when I see a company that I've invested in, I want to help coach them and for them to grow. This often leads to me getting more exposure from the coins. And yes, I even charge for my consulting. And yes, let me be straight and transparent with you all. I'm going to sell these coins in the future. When I see a high top right there, I'm not going to go on social media and put out some broadcast and light a fire trail like in Lord of the Rings and say, time to sell. I'm just going to sell. And it's going to be up to you to manage your own bags. I'm not here to babysit you. I'm not here to change your diaper. I'm here to show you how to think. So if you have any problem with me owning these coins, don't buy them. Use the logic I'm going to talk about here. There is a zillion coins you can get into and research besides the ones I'm going to mention in this video. Everything I laid out before these coins, you can use to find your own coins. Everything I'm going to point out about these coins and how I picked them, you can use to find your own coins. So please, I own these coins. I want them to go up, just like we do all of our coins. And just like you, I want to leave this market alive and leave in profit. So let's all be transparent here. I'm not your Jedi Padawan master degree diaper changing babysitter, and I've been 100 billion% transparent with you. So let's get into these coins. Like I said before, I'm going to start off with the lower risk coins. Now, all of these are massively risky. As soon as you get outside of Bitcoin and like, I think Ethereum's a massive, as soon as you get outside of Bitcoin, everything in crypto is a massive risk. This could all just dump to oblivion. And my opinion is I think we're heading towards a great recession shortly after the top of this market. So these probably all will go to oblivion. If you contact me 2 years from now and all these are like worth $0, I'm gonna be like, I told you, this is not long-term investing. This is not some like buy Amazon and walk away 10 years later. This is highly active investing. So I'm going to be starting at the lower risk, bigger coins. They're probably gonna get you like 5, 10X's if the market runs. And then I'm gonna be working my way down to the really dirty coins that are super high risk, but could deliver 30, 50X's. So that's the plan. Let's start from the top. So if we're starting from the very top, if you want to just get into the most sure thing, it's just going to be Near. It's the biggest, chunkiest coin. It's most likely to get picked up. It has the most momentum. That's where you want to get into. The other one I would get into as well is Akash network. Remember when I talked about the data servers and demand for all of it? This plugs into it perfectly, and it's probably one of the better, if not the best coin on the market if you want momentum and the kind of the surest thing, in my opinion. Now, where I actually start at in my portfolio is EOS, because in my opinion, it's on par with Near and Akash, but just hasn't gotten the amount of attention that they have yet. So you can see this one's sitting at a $500 million market cap. Near is at a $6 billion market. Akash is at actually a really good buy point at $700 million. I'm probably gonna pick some up after this video. The top big coin I have in my portfolio is going to be EOS. So what EOS does, and what a lot of these all do in some shape or form, is manage a transaction of data across huge computer networks. So it rewards people for joining the network and then allowing the network to use their computer processing to fuel AI. Now, a lot of these do some very different things. Some of them work by powering chatbots. Some of them work by powering, for example, if you look at Condex, powering AI that allows interactive NFTs. That's the tech that they all dive into. I'm not going to explain the tech behind every single coin because then we'd be here for hours. But just understand that's the gist of some of them. So EOS is absolutely where I would start with. That'd be like the big North Star coin I'd have in my portfolio. If you want to be really, really simple and you're completely new to this and you don't know how to trade off chain, you're brand new to crypto, I would just start with Near and Akash. I would add some EOS, call it a day. Now, the other big coin that I would add in there, and actually none of these are really big coins at this point in time. They're so down. Look at Echelon Prime, for example. It's way down. I mean, it was at $20. It's down to $7 right now. You know, 80%, 60%, I can't do math kind of decline. Again, fantastic AI coin that also ties into gaming, which I think is going to run super hard, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. So that's also another one I would put into my big safe coin portfolio. Now, if we're working down to like middle coins that I think are going to do super duper well, at the absolute top of the list of like the high return, medium risk coins is going to be PAL. You can see its market cap is already pretty high, but I think this one is probably going to run to multiple billions. So if I'm looking at this coin, I'm looking for a 10, 15x on this coin. Now, PAL is one of those AIs that powers the chat box like I was talking about before. Now, the other coin that's right up there with it is going to be OXO or 0x0, however you pronounce it. They need to release like a thesaurus on how to pronounce it. But anyways, very similar coin. Another one I think is going to go probably to a multi-bill market cap. It's one of the leading coins that everybody knows about, and it's been around a lot longer. If you look at PAL and 0x0, they came out a lot earlier than a lot of AI coins that are currently on the market right now, so they just have that brand appeal, okay? And so this is their downtrend right now, and I think we're going to go way past its old all-time high right here. And then if I'm looking at another middle range coin, which I think is going to be the big breakout, because Destra, in my opinion, has better tech and better potential than, for example, Akash, which is way up there. It's at 700 billion right now. I think that's probably going to go to multiple billions. I think Destra is going to catch up with it and go to multiple billions. So if I'm throwing in my lot and anything I want to get a high return but isn't like the dirtiest, riskiest thing on planet Earth, I'm going to be going with Destra. I think that's probably going to be one of the gems this cycle. You can see the strength it's shown so far. So this is when it launched. It's a newer coin. It launched, got all the way up to 46 cents, but it's still sitting at 20 cents. And so what you need to understand with these AI coins is every time AI starts to pump, or Bitcoin starts to pump, you see these coins start to jam up. And that's because people are just itching to get back in these coins, and the people that are holding these coins just haven't sold. So these AI coins have shown a lot of strength, I think are going to go nuclear. And Destra shows perhaps the most strength in the entire market. Every single time Bitcoin goes up $1,000, this thing starts to pump. aggressively, and it doesn't really go down much. And so that means people are just getting into this and they're loading up on this. They're prepared for this next run up. And as soon as Bitcoin finally makes its move to $90,000, $85,000 and everything gets on news, this one is just going to go nuts because people are going to say, okay, time to go in. And Destra is going to go bonkers. Another one that I believe falls into this category is going to be Hash AI. Now, this one took a much deeper dive. Really bad. Okay. So one thing I want to point out in a lot of these charts, and the reason why AI is at such a bad point right now when it shouldn't be, the sell-off that we saw in AI was overkill. I didn't think we'd get these prices again, to be honest. So the reason that happened is because a combination of things. So first, AI started declining because it was a bear market like everything else. But then we saw two things happen. One, everybody got obsessed with meme coins and just, I think you make money in meme coins. I don't touch them. It's not my thing. But at the time, that was the meta, and everybody jumped to that. And so everybody that was dabbling in very high-risk AI coins, they all moved to AI coins for 6 months. So they took all their money out of AI and pooped over there. So AI took a dump then. Then a few AI coins got hacked. A few of them absolutely rugged. And so people freaked out. They FOMO'd out. Fear of missing that's not how FOMO should be used. But they all layered out of AI coins. And this is where you see these final dumps right here. You can see the final dump when this all happened with Destra, for example. People just threw in the bag with utility coins, and it got down to 10 cents, which was idiotic on their part. Regardless, when you look at all these AI charts, you're going to see this big capitulation candle right here. And if you bought right there, you're already up a stupid amount. For example, if you got into ZKML, when I pointed out at lows, it was at 4 cents. It's at 26 cents right now. You're up almost 6x on this thing just from these lows. So the prices just got absolutely ridiculous on all these coins. That being said, walking back to more of like the mid-range coins, Hash AI is another really good coin, very similar to Destra. And the cool thing about these coins is they're all multiple different companies. It's not like gaming where you can only have one axie. A lot of these companies are just in a rush to buy up servers and then get these coins out there to decentralize their own networks. And so I think there's going to be winning decentralized AI networks. But a lot of these ones are still going to do very well. And regardless, when one of these gets picked up, for example, when Destra gets picked up, which I think is really likely from these lows and goes nuclear, all these coins are going to go nuclear. Now, Hash has shown real strength, at least the last few months. You can see it took a dive from this is when it launched. Everything was super overhyped then. It shouldn't have gone this high right off the bat. You can see it's really shown strength the last few months right here. And so people are again waiting and sitting on this one, very similar to Destra. And then another one in this range that I think is fantastic is going to be Anyone. And this one actually ties more into the privacy of these networks. And so all these networks and all these things I'm discussing, they plug into Anyone. So Anyone is a really good infrastructure coin because if they pump, the realistic demand for Anyone is going to skyrocket. It already is getting quite high. And so this has a completely different narrative in AI to pump super duper hard. So if I'm going to buy anything, I'm going to get like AOS, I'm going to get Destra, get Hash, but then you have Anyone to kind of complement it. And it can run because it's not really competing with these other coins. For market share and crazy crypto investors it is, but as a technology, it's not. And then finally, I'd rank this in the high, not even the medium end. There's going to be Node AI. Again, you can see this is another one sitting at kind of $100 million market cap. I think it's going to go to multiple billions. Fantastic coin that is, again, kind of similar to Akash. It provides the GPU and AI resources for other technologies. So again, the reason why AI is so damn bullish is because it's not trying to be like some standalone thing everybody has to get on top of. It's selling shovels to all the companies making money, which if you've seen the video stock, it's the ultimate shovel selling company of all time. These are selling shovels, shovel companies. I have a shovel software company. We sell shovels to people trying to make money. We provide tracking and analytics to companies. And I love selling shovels. It's the best business model ever. And these are all kind of B2B companies because for other companies to make money, they need these companies. And that business model just sends things to the moon. If you look at things like Stripe, you look at things like Palantir, you look at things like Segment, companies that provide shovels to other companies, it's just the best business model ever. And so I think that's why AI coins are going to do so well, because B2B demand is crazy. That's where all the money flows in. So Node AI is another one I would actually add to the mid-range. Now, if we're talking about the dirtier, more risky coins, let's talk about those. So one I think that is awesome, and a lot of times when I'm doing these investments, I try and find things that branch into other markets. So I think Conducts, it's AI that powers NFTs. And I think NFTs are going to be absolutely huge, especially when it comes to gaming. And I think gaming is going to be gigantic, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. The reason why I like Conducts is because it doesn't tie into these other coins. Most of these coins I talked about are providing GPU and services for companies. or some kind of privacy. This is a completely different tech that doesn't compete with those. So I think it can pump all on its own. I think Condex has its own narrative to go nuts. Again, very riskier coin. It's at a $27 million market cap. With these lower market caps, it can pump much harder. But the one downside of Condex is I could see it not getting the attention that it needs in the future with the market because everybody's gonna be focused on these big chunky coins. That being said, if those big chunky coins pump, this thing is gonna go nuclear with the entire rest of the market. And because it has a separate narrative, I think it could get picked up. So it's a little bit higher risk than other coins, but this thing could go nuclear. Another one that's at a really good market cap right now that I pointed out on Twitter a while ago. By the way, you should follow me there at ZSS Becker. You'd know about all these things way earlier. Again, Twitter at ZSS Becker. Now it's still sitting at a $24 million market cap, which is pretty damn low for this coin. You see it going to multiple 100 million, maybe even 500 million during the peak of this. And this coin is very similar to Ader. And so I think it could be Ader's little brother. And so I expect Ader to explode, or it's anyone now. They had to change their name. I expect anyone to explode, and I expect this one to chase it up. So if anyone explodes, which I think it will, this one's going to do very, very well. And then another one that just came in the market that I think is going to be one of the gems up there along with Destra is Neural AI. Why Neural AI? Well, you can see one, again, you should follow me on Twitter because I pointed it out like down here. You'd be at a 5x right now if you just follow me there. Again, at ZSS Becker, you should do it. But this thing ties into gaming and AI, and it provides all the assets and content for games via AI. And so it ties into both these worlds that I think are going to be super duper high. When you combine both these together, they're just going to take off. There's so many other things Neural AI does besides that, but that's the key narrative that I'm betting behind right here. And so I think it's going to be one of the gem of gems, especially if gaming gets a bit. If gaming gets a bit and AI gets a bit at the same time, it'll be quite cool. And then finally, if I was going to pick one that the highest risk coin in the market that has potential to do huge numbers, it's going to be OPSEC. Now, OPSEC got hacked. It got massive amounts of FUD. The team is relaunching the coin right now. This is dirty, dirty, high risk stuff. I don't suggest you actually do anything I'm about to talk about right here. And frankly, I'm still holding a lot of OPSEC coins. And the reason why I'm still holding these coins is this narrative I'm about to tell you right here. But you could just take the coins I talked about later in this video and you'd be good. I even told the team, I talked to them pretty regularly, like, look, when this coin launches, I'm going to tell people they probably shouldn't buy it, but the multiples could possibly be here. So what happened at this point is OPSEC got hacked, and then it caught a lot of FUD from some influencers on Twitter. Sent the price crazy low right here because the coin is offline at the moment. Do not buy OPSEC right now. What's going to happen is they're going to relaunch the coin. In my opinion, is it's going to skyrocket from that point or crash. Either way, buying at that point or when it crashes is probably going to deliver huge returns because at its peak, I don't think the market cap is listed right here. It was $200, $300 million market cap. So this could deliver a 20, 30x, no problem when it relaunches, especially if it gets back up to its former glory. And the team is still building the assets, so still building out the project. I don't think their PR has been specifically good when it came to this hack, but I think it has potential. If it can just get back to half of what its old market cap was, we're going to see phenomenal returns on it. So I think that's the highest risk coin you can get into on this list. Now, again, there are some other coins in here that I absolutely love. Echelon Prime is a great coin. Veracity, another fantastic coin. And then Palm AI, I think is going to be a really big winner here too. I just can only be in so many coins at once. So those are some really good honorable mentions that I would investigate into. And if you're looking for coins that I'm not in, and people are probably going to blow off because they have too much ADHD from these videos, these would be where I would look at as well. So that is my opinion on AI. Just to recap, I don't think we're going to see opportunities like this in the investing space very often. It's very similar to what we saw in gaming in 2020 and in November. But that market has really matured. I think the returns are still going to be there. But AI, I don't think has had its run yet like gaming has. I think when Bitcoin makes its move here, we're going to see some really stupid things start to happen in AI. The valuations are going to be out of control. I'm not saying any of these are realistic or well-balanced or smart valuations. We're going to see things, complete vaporware, be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. It's not going to make sense. And so what I'm saying here is you be prepared for this. I think the buy points are here right now. When this goes nuts, do not get drunk. This is going to be a very whiplashy, you got to bail out kind of market. The things are going to get insane. We're going to have people posting their profit charts all over Twitter, talking about how rich they are, and everyone's going to lose all their money just like they always do. And I think that's going to turbo happen in AI. It happens every single time there's some crazy pumpy new market that comes up. Gaming, everyone made a ton of money. The people that held and got all drunk, they lost all their money. So please keep in mind, everything I talked about in this video, while we're probably about to see in my opinion, when Bitcoin makes its move past 85K, everything's going to be on the news. Everybody's going to FOMO into crypto. They're going to FOMO into AI more than anything else, driving this very tiny market cap. Remember, it's about the size of Dogecoin, which is ridiculous. This is technology that's going to power the future of so many AI companies, and it's worth a doggy coin right now. We're going to see it go to a 50, 100, $200 billion market cap in the space of AI. And that's going to send these coins flying. And so being buckled in and prepared for that right now, while it is very high risk, I think it's a risk worth taking. The risk to reward is outrageous. It's like that roulette scenario I described earlier. So that being said, I have nothing more to say about it. If you want to see what I'm looking at earlier, projects I'm interested in, my thoughts on market way earlier, follow me on Twitter at CSSBecker because you're going to get content way before these videos come out. Because you're going to get content way faster in these videos. I can tweet all the time. These videos take forever to make. And I'll see you next video.